For it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. Philippians chapter 2 verses 13. Hello family, a very warm welcome back to the Lovystouch food channel. Thank you so much for coming back. In today's recipe, we are going to be making the perfect stew for your waakye. It's a perfect blend of your tomato stew and your shito. So I call it shito stew. It is absolutely delicious, so yummy and very easy to make. So please be sure to stay tuned and let's get this done together. So as usual, I have all my ingredients here and it's going to be listed below in the description box. So please be sure to check them out. What is going to make these ingredients stand out are my herring powder, my shrimp powder, and all the ingredients that you need for your shito as well as your stew. So it's absolutely interesting. Okay, so to begin with, I'm going to blend my onions. You need lots of onions. I use 2 medium size of my yellow onions, 2 thumb size of ginger. I also use some aniseed and rosemary, some onion peppers. These are so nice and very spicy as well. I'm going to give everything a blend. I'm going to begin to steam my meat. I use some beef and cow skin for this. Use any meat of preference. I'm going to season it with all-purpose seasoning and some beef seasoning as well. I'm going to add my blended natural ingredients and some salt. Mix everything together and I'm going to cover it without adding extra water right from the beginning. I'm covering it for about 10 minutes, and after that you realize that the seasoning and everything has really incorporated well and it is well marinated as well. So I'm going to add now about 1 cup of water. I'm going to leave this meat to cook for about 30 to 40 minutes depending on how tough your cow skin is. Okay, you can also choose any other type of proteins that you prefer. Use chicken, use just fish, anyhow you want it, just go for it. Okay, so now after about 35 minutes of cooking and steaming my meat, it is now ready, looking succulent and very moist as well. It came out so nice and tender. So I'm going to set the meat aside, allow it to cool down, and then begin by frying. You may decide to fry this in your air fryer, your oven, but I'm choosing some deep frying today because I just want this meat to leave that goodness of stock in this oil. I just want the oil to be infused with this amazing meat, so I'm using this method. Other than that, I'm not a big fan of frying meat. I just use my air fryer straight away. Okay, so after frying this, you just want to make sure that your meat is nice and golden as you see here. It has to look like this. As you see on your screens, is absolutely amazing. Once you achieve this, take them out, and this is very tempting. Be sure not to consume everything. Okay, now we left behind this amazing infused oil. We're going to add lots more of the chopped onions. I use 1.5 medium size of my yellow onions. I'm going to fry it for about 2 minutes and then add the rest of the blended ginger, garlic, all the natural spices, and also more onions, because as you know, when you're making shito, you need lots of onions, and we're applying the same principles in the stew making. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and allow this to fry for at least 10 minutes. It's truly important to make sure that you are cooking this on a low to medium heat, just so that you do not burn it. Burning your onions right from the beginning will make your stew taste better. And also, you also saw me that I blended some peppers and tomatoes. Yes, so I'm going to now add my tomato paste right from the beginning. Here I used about 500 grams of it. We want the stew to be nice and very thick, so you need more of the tomato paste than the tomatoes itself. Okay, so go ahead, add the tomato paste here, sure it's nicely incorporated, and we are going to add the beef stock right here. Technically, if you're making shito, you do not need any liquids in there, but because it's shito stew, we are blending the two of them, so we make sure that we have lots of infusion from our stock. It's going to make this overall stew very delicious. And I also went in with my blended tomatoes and extra peppers. You want this to cook. Okay, you are going to cook this for at least 50 to an hour. Make sure it is very well cooked. The tomatoes are nicely cooked. Okay, so go ahead and continue to stir, making sure that the bottom does not burn, and you notice that the stew is getting done once it releases all that good oils. Okay, so now we're going to season it with some curry powder, all pepper seasoning, some beef seasoning, and of course our shrimp powder and our herring powder. This is going to give it that authentic Shito taste, and it is so good, fam. It is amazing. And because I use a lot of the shrimp powder and the herring powder, it needs extra oil, so just add a few of them just so that it fries very well. Okay, you need oil to fry such a thick stew like this. Here I added about 1 tablespoon of some hot pepper powder. You want to make sure you adjust it to your preference. I want mine not to be extremely hot. If you want it very nice and spicy, you may go ahead and add extra more pepper to your preference. Okay, as you see here, this stew has been cooked for a good 45 minutes, so it's best time for me to season it with the salt that I need. And as always, when it comes to salt, it depends on your taste buds. And I'm going to now add my fried beef and my wele to the stew, and I'm going to mix everything together, stir everything to combine, and make sure everything is very well incorporated. Once everything gets in, you just want to go ahead and cover it, allow everything to simmer for an extra 10 to 15 minutes on a very low heat. One thing I will highly recommend is make the stew a day before you be pairing with your waakye, because it does take a long time for you to make this. Okay, just look at that beautiful color. You can see that it is nicely incorporated and it has released all that beautiful oils on top. Whereas waakye with eggs always slaps. It needs some eggs in there, so I'm going to add in my boiled eggs to the stew just so that it can also just attract this amazing stew and flavors going on in the pot. Okay, what is waakye stew with no eggs? Tell me, what is it? So now our Shito stew for this waakye is done. It is so delicious, family. It's given what Shito will give you, same time what waakye will give, and of course it's best paired with waakye. Nevertheless, you can make this and pair it with your rice as well. It is so delicious. This stew is one of a kind, and I want you to really give it a try. This stew was so delicious, and I really want you to give it a try. Okay, thank you so much, family, for watching. I really enjoyed your time with me here. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you did same, and share with your friends and family. And if this is your first time here, hello, my name is Lovia from Lovystouch. My main goal here is to cheer you up into making your own delicious meal right at the comfort of your home. I also love to share kitchen related motivational videos, so please come on board and subscribe to join the family for amazing new recipes every week. Thank you so very much, family, for watching once again, and as always, know that you are so beautiful just the way you are. I will see you in my next one. Have a blessed day. Bye.